Hello folks, welcome to another video. Right, this is interesting. Well, it's for me anyway. I guess it is for you if you're watching this. The Le Mans, Black Le Mans is on its wheels. Chris has been road testing it, he's on holiday today. If you hear beeping in the background, it's because the Royal Mail are doing their strike on the corner here. Right, so yeah, it's on the ground. We did have to change the suspension. We had KYBs on it. Which is what the originals were, but the trouble we have with those is, as many of you will know, the ride height, turn the camera around, the ride height of MX-5s in the UK changed over the years. So the older ones were lower, and as specs changed, they actually got higher. So when you're ordering new springs, what height were they made to? Nobody knows. So what we ended up with was, it was sitting, so it went over for the geo, and obviously part of doing the geometry was to release all the bolts that held the suspension together, obviously to allow the car to settle, because it had been assembled with it up in the air. That allowed the car to settle, geometry was done, back finished pretty much where it is right now, but the front finished a good inch higher, so it just wasn't going to work. So it's now got Meisters on it. Really gives us full control, gives the customer or the owner full control of the car. Can set the ride height wherever they want, and firmness and everything else. So it's just a modern equivalent, much better than what you could have had, and will be better for the car in the long run. But doesn't it look good? Obviously the side skirt's still got to go on, and it's still got to have final polish. Centre caps, we're waiting for the badges for the middle of the centre caps. But yeah, this is cracking. We're really pleased with this. And I know the owner is as well, so yeah. Oh, for goodness sake. We're going to have to get a new camera. Hang on. Right, keeps getting itself lost. Yeah, so really looking. Oh, I'm going to get annoyed with this. Sorry folks. New camera's going to have to be ordered. Either that or I have to work out a way of making this stay where I want it to stay. So yeah, I'm going to show you the interior, because I don't think you've seen much of that. So yeah, we've got a couple of electrical teething issues which you need to look at. I think it's to do with wipers, lights, they're sort of not always working. So yeah, so we'll just have to see what's going on there. Le Mans and RS, S Limited, Jasper Conran. Looks like this one's just been dropped off from paint. This had a seal on one side, and you may have seen that on Roy's ramp, can't remember. So that's been painted on that side. Spot welds recreated, as you can see. So yeah, that's a good one. Monza, I've got someone interested in that now. So I think our last video I spoke about this one here, where the back end was damaged, and we proposed that car as a replacement because it would be cheaper. That's not the way it's gone. Someone else is interested in it. They're coming to look at it on Saturday, so just in case I haven't shown this back end, I don't know, maybe I didn't talk about it in the video. But yeah, that's apparently had a Gulf land upon it. I don't quite know how that happens, but it has. So this is going to have a new rear quarter and all the associated repairs, new front wings, a few other bits and bobs. This one's waiting for Chris to get back onto it as soon as he's finished with the Le Mans, which should be towards the end of next week, I think. This one, he's now giving us a go ahead on what we're doing on this car. Unfortunately, we're not going to be dealing with all this cosmetic stuff, which is a real shame, because I really wanted to see this car back up to looking good, because as I mentioned before, I do like the white. But yeah, we're dealing with obviously where we've done the repairs. I think there's a windscreen surround we're doing as well, because it's all sort of, so basically we're doing kind of the stabilisation works in making sure the car doesn't really get any worse. So yeah, so that's sort of where we are with it, which is a real shame. But he does say he's going to bring it back for the cosmetic stuff at a later date. So yeah, this one here, I believe I showed you this one when Grant was doing the underseal, or starting the underseal. That's done now. That'll be being collected on Saturday. It's Thursday today. Yeah, that's everything out here. Oh no, it's not. Sorry. I think I showed you this one last time around anyway. That was the one that Roy was doing the full seal on. So he's got to catch up with other stuff, because the trouble with that is, I mean, it happens quite often. Well, not quite often, but if we have a car come in that is significantly more work than initially anticipated, a couple of things happen. One is obviously we don't have the time, or we haven't allocated the correct amount of time for it, and secondly, it often takes a customer a week or so to decide if they want to do that work, by which time it actually completely misses its slot. So we have to then try and squeeze that in, and when you've allowed for what you thought was maybe less than a week's work for one person, suddenly becomes 2, maybe 3 weeks worth of solid work for them. So Roy has been on the car for 2 weeks. I've had to pull him off because other cars are coming in, are already booked in, and you just got to deal with them. So that's sort of the way that works out. Let's go. Roller shutter's kind of a bit down because it's a bit colder now, and I get a bit grumpy if they have the roller shutter up and the heating on. Let's go inside and tell people to be quiet. Bear with me a minute. Doing a video, Jake.
Hello.
You may as well talk about what... Oh, hang on. No, I'll come back to you. Let's get Roy quiet.
Right.
Wasn't sure if you're being serious then. It's like, no, not talking to anyone.
No,
How's your hand?
still hurts.
I didn't actually know exactly... I know you were... We had a...
I was helping Grant
Right.
remove the ball joint from the top arm. Top
arm, yeah.
And he was over there for quite a while, struggling. Jake tried, no avail. Me being me, I went over, got my ball joint breaker and my man hammer, clobbering away at his ball joint, and about third or fourth swing on my last attempt, I missed the ball joint breaker and cracked my hand right across here. I've actually bruised my bone. It sort of came out here yesterday. I was walking around like this most of the day yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
Trying to weld.
Refusing to go to hospital.
Well, I don't need to, let's see. But, yeah, so, yeah, no, it's a lot better today. No, we've done
well, obviously I'm glad to hear that, but what's... have I done a video on this one yet? I don't know. I think the red one was on the ramp last time, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Can't remember.
So this one, obviously, rear seal, what was that, inner and outer, was it sill end plate?
Inner and outer, lower sill end plate.
Oh yeah, okay. Don't swear, don't swear.
One thing that annoys me is cables.
The cables are from the devil.
Cables and hoses.
Yeah.
So the inner arch was actually okay on this one, so I didn't have to replace
Okay.
any of it. So I've just done lower sill end section, inner seal, outer seal, and rear box section.
Oh, okay, right.
Rear
Okay.
box section done.
Yep.
This side,
This side's been a bit of a challenge, isn't it?
that has been a little bit
In a
challenge,
strange way.
because unfortunately it's had seal and arch done previously. Not done the way we do it. They've used the entire panel, which means that the joint somewhere is up here.
Yeah.
There's no inner arch lip.
Cut it off completely, didn't they?
There's no on the seal end plate. There's no arch section on the seal end plate, and nothing down through here. The inner seal was actually solid, so all I've done is clean that up. I've had to do a little repair down the lock bottom here,
Yeah.
and then I've literally just had to weld.
Yeah, I mean, we made a proposal to customers, said, look, your inner seal doesn't need replacing. Unfortunately, the end has been cut off.
Yeah.
Where the return lip would be, wouldn't it? That return lip there wasn't there.
Yeah.
But we know that return lip is missing around the whole arch, so it's either a case of we leave your inner seal in place because it's sound and put a new outer on.
Yeah.
That will be okay.
Yeah.
We don't see the point in replacing that inner piece, that inner lip, without replacing all of that inner lip. But if we replace all that inner lip, it's a whole arch repair.
Yeah.
So the customer decided to go for this option, which was just do the seal.
So I've done that, and then I'm literally just about to finish up on that, and then it's on to chassis rails. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, and then off to paint.
Oh, jolly good. All right, I'll go and see what Jake's doing. So Jake's been working on this one all week. Okay. No, he's gone well on this one. So this was, I think we have spoken about this one on a video. I think we did it earlier, yeah, because I did a video Monday or Tuesday. I think.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, so now, as you can see, that's all now rebuilt. No real issues, was there? As we mentioned before, apart from where it had been cut, just making it slightly different to what we usually do.
Yeah, I'm very surprised on the distortion of this side.
Yeah, because usually when you go up that high, they really distort along there. But that's gone well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Or as well as you can hope.
Well, yeah, just do one little seam, get your blower, and you will actually see the metal shrink back into place where it needs to be, and just keep doing that to keep the distortion down.
And now you're on floor rails.
Yes, very bent.
Yeah. Have you got a torch?
Yes, got one underneath it.
Oh yeah, there's one right there.
I say his actual floor rail towards the front was actually non-existent. There was a massive crack.
Oh, was there?
Yeah. So that's not where all there. I haven't actually cut. That's just the where it's.
So they needed doing a.
Yeah.
And this side's all bent.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll be fitting our.
1.5 mil.
Oh, you've got them over here. So
Yeah.
Jake's been.
Me and my student for the
It's the first time.
Yeah.
First time Jake's done them.
Yeah. Well, nearly done them a little while back, but then you took me off that one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so he's put all the zinc paint inside those.
Yeah.
We've got the spreader plates which go on the top,
Yeah.
which he's done the underside of.
Yeah, and the other one's sitting on my welder.
Yeah. I think I'm ordering a new camera this afternoon. This one's annoying me. It's not looking where it's painted. The gimbal's gone. Eh?
Where's the other one?
Well, the other one, the microphone wasn't very good, was it? We found that this one had a better mic. But I found anyway, listen, I found another camera which I think will bigger screen, wider angle, better mic. Yeah. Chris is on holiday. Thanks, guys. Chris is on holiday today. I think he's gone to see Father Christmas actually. Chris and his kids are absolutely Christmas mad. He starts celebrating it like October. Nothing wrong with that, I suppose. This car, you would have seen this on some previous videos a few months back. This came in, long-term customer of ours actually, but we did quite a lot of restoration works on it earlier in the year, which did include full respray. But back then, she had this issue whereby every now and then it would just cut out and not start. And it had an old immobiliser on it, so we have done other things. We've done things like cam angle sensor, prior to that, but then we thought, well, it's got to be the immobiliser. It's also an automatic, and we're not sure how significant that is. Part of our thoughts were, is it the park switch? Is it, because we've had that before where that stops cars starting. It wasn't that. So anyway, she rang us yesterday, said it's done it again. I said, right, get it to us so we can look at it while it's actually doing it. And sure enough, it arrived yesterday, not starting. Ashley's looking at it this morning and it started. So we're trying to find the issue with that. Grant is going to have to finish this in 2 minutes because we're running out of memory card.
Okay, I'm going to get this done within 2 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So roof on that one.
Roof on this one. I'm actually trying to be a top of car instead of underneath it. This one is favourite.
This is a Jersey one, yeah. This is you're doing a lot of the mechanical works, aren't you? Which is
waiting for anti-roll bars, ball joint dust covers.
This is the one that mutilated Roy's hand.
Yes. This had an extremely, let's call it a recalcitrant.
The what?
All right, let's call it a ball joint that didn't want to come undone.
Okay, all right.
It took a lot of heat and a lot of Roy's.
Did you change the arm on it in the end?
Yes, had to change the arm on it because it took so much heat.
Oh, okay.
You literally set it on fire, and that was we only did that because it was a revenge for Roy's hand.
So yeah, so
No,
Meisters
he
have
did
been
count his
fitted.
value on it yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. We were quite worried about him for at least 2 or 3 seconds.
Well, yeah, maybe about a minute or two. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to go because we've got a minute left. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya. Bye bye.